Episode 19, Stacy uncovers a hologram, I guess, of Kaito's parents, and somehow it triggers Sekchan to splurge out data on a new gear. And thanks to some help from Flint, we get Super Zenkaiger. So now, let's talk about that suit, and also talk about the Zenkaiju gear, because this and also the next suit we're going to get are a mix between, well, combining elements of Dragon Caesar, Dragon Ranger from Zoo Ranger's mech, and the V-Rex, the Time Fire V6 Ranger from Time Ranger's mech. Anywho, the Zenkaiju gear, it's pretty intricate when you put it all together, and Super Zenkaiger, not bad. Like, I know when I first saw this, I was kind of in the middle, but now I'm a lot less in the middle towards liking it some. Although my point still stands, he looks like Zenkaiger cosplaying as Dragon Caesar. Like, honest to God. But he gets the drill tail becomes his spear, and that's awesome. Yeah, this suit, a little silly, but I could still take it seriously, I guess. And with such a big and powerful looking item like the Zenkaiju gear, you'd think that would be shared amongst the team, right? Because, you know, we're just coming off of Cure Major, where they brought back team power-ups, right? Nope. Flint made two, one for Kaito and one for Zox. So around this time now, the superhero Senki movie happens between episodes 20 and 21 of Zenkaiger, and episodes of 43 and 44 of KamenRider Saber. And to hype up the movie, both shows had team-up specials with each other, revolving around Zox traveling to and from alternate universes. In episode 20, he comes back to the Zenkaiger world with Kamen Riders Durandal and Sabella, because Zox is a fucker and steals Durandal's Wonder Ride book. And aside from that, this episode is kind of, well, is an idiot plot, because the Monster of the Week is tasked with kidnapping Flint, and instead kidnaps any girl at all that isn't Flint. Mind you, the villains know what Flint looks like and could assume where she is. So this is the fault on the villains, actually, straight up, for not properly informing one of their monsters. And this episode is also where we get the debut of Super 2 Kaiser. And so, Super 2 Kaiser, this honestly isn't all that bad. Like, the one part on here that's a little strange is the cape. But honestly, if it didn't have the cape, it would just look kind of ridiculous. Like, just the head of the V-Rex on the chest and nothing else, that'd be ridiculous. So, the cape's there. But hey, once again, Zox is a pirate, so even pirates wore capes. Episode 21, we get a new combination with Super Zenkaiger growing big, and Super 2 Kaiser not shrinking, but gaining his own SD form, and Zenkaijuo. So yet again, from In Gokaiger, we have another example of what if Zords had sex. This is the best mech in the show. It really is the only good-looking mech in the show. And the reason why is because it's based off of, straight up, two different shows. Like, how it's done, formation and everything, it's nice, but yeah, Zenkaijuo is the only best-looking mech in the show. And it only looks fine in that form, because when it starts combining with everything else, it doesn't look good. like Super Tukayo doesn't look great, and with the, I think, what's it called? The Super Zenkai O or something, like when Super Zenkaiser combines with Judan, you can, from the start of their combination, where one is taller than the other, you can see how disproportionate it would be in a toy. Because the scaling is just off, and even from appearance, it doesn't look good. Like, mind you, Zenkaiyo doesn't look that great to begin with, so combining this new mech with it honestly doesn't make it all that better. And so, anywho, at the end of episode 22, going into episode 23, Say Caesar, now piloting Battle Caesar Robo 2, challenges Zenkai Juo. And in episode 23, Battle Caesar Robo 2 and Zenkai Juo are still fighting. And then all of a sudden, Kaito throws the fight and says he'll face him again tomorrow. Yeah, apparently in the meantime, whenever Stacy isn't fighting, he's hanging out with Yakchan. And now we know Barashitara is Stacy's dad. And apparently, or supposedly, Stacy's mom is dead. And much later on, it will be confirmed that Stacy's mom is indeed dead. And so, Kaito's naivete is coming from not wanting to emotionally tear apart Stacy from whatever positive connection he has now going on. Do you get what I mean? Like, yes, I do agree with it, hardly, because Stacy still wants to kill him. But on the other hand, like what I said, it's Kaito. Kaito's best... The best thing about Kaito is that he can see the good in people. But Stacy is still an issue that needs to be dealt with. And said point is proven the next day. Kaito and Stacy fight, and Stacy fights dirty. They take it to the mechs, and Zenkai Juo is victorious. And the episode ends with Ijidude instructed to bring back Stacy, and reveals that he has Kaito's parents in cryogenic stasis. In episode 26, Stacy is fully back and has a new gear, and a new set of dark gears, because now he can summon previous Sentai Reds in their powered up forms. The new gear too is where he gets apparently that new shield and all, and also new transformation sound at least. Because I think the last one said, I don't remember what the last one said, possibly Evil Bang or something. I don't know, but the new one says Feet Burn, because once again, based off of Battle Fever. But yeah, along with coming back, getting new powers and all, he also gets his own set of Zords that are dark versions of Judan Tirero and Gaon Lion. Next, I want to take a moment to talk about the mech form for it too, called a Black Judan Gaon. Weirdly enough, I like it. I don't know if I like it because that actually might be it, because it's same reason why I like Tosai Zuo, but I think I like this a lot more. It's much darker, and the color scheme for it are all the more evil. And it doesn't last for too long too, which is sad because other than Zenkai Juo, this one actually looks good too. And it's weird because it's Zenkai Juo, but a different color. But for some odd reason, it works. Also, in episode 26, Kaito's mother is free from her stasis and escapes the Tojitendo, and the next episode is spent looking for her. Episode 30, we have a new character for the villains, Zenkaiger. Zenkaiger is a mechanical soldier built by Ijidude when he was going through Kaito's parents' data and found blueprints for a prototype Zenkaiger. Not only that, but Zenkaiger gets the most OP'd weapon ever in all of Sentai. The Zenroku Zenkai cannon. This gun, it's straight up the love child of Bosco's trumpet and Dian's gun, because it can summon Super Sentai, period. Like, whatever color, yes. And as the episode goes on, Kaito nabs the gun off of him. And I actually want to talk about Zenkaiger's suit, because it's not based off of Sentai. It's instead based off of another Toei show written by the Mr. Shotaro Ishinomori called Ninja Captor. And Zenkaiger himself is based off of Ninja Captor's Red Ranger, like called Fire Stealth Captor 7. And you can really tell more in the helmet. But yeah, Ninja Captor itself, it's apparently supposed to be would be considered a Sentai if it was kind of show way back in early Toku. But yeah, that's the inspiration. But Zenkaiger himself, he doesn't look too bad. Yeah, not bad. For the most part. But, back to the Zenroku Zenkai cannon, it can turn itself into a Zord for Kaito to pilot, and it can also combine with Zudan, Gaon, Majine, and Vroom, and it gives us our final mech, Zenroku Zenkaio, and Jesus. Just, you just know the toy of it is terrible if in CGI it's that clean. Because I've seen what the toy of it looks like, and it is blocky, bulky, it's clunky in a way. But weirdly enough, it's not as clunky as, say, Go Buster O, where a single mech alone would play 3 or 5 different parts. Like Blue's not just the feet, he's also the calves, and so on. But this is at least concrete. You have 2 up top for the arms and the other 2 for the legs. And like what I said, in CGI, it looks better than the toy. To which, by the way, I will give credit to the face. Like, the 45 opening up and there's the face. Because this is the 45th season. And this mech alone, I feel like I should at some point do a video of top 5 or top 10 overpowered mechs in Sentai, because this would be number 1. And on that list would be fucking Super Live Robo, Ultimate Daizujin, King Pyramider when it's standing up, and then him, Zenroku Zenkaio, because goddamn, they have the power of fucking everything. Just everything. And so, episode 34 is the Halloween episode, but that's not important. Up to now, Zenkaiger's big weakness has been that he can't be out for too long, and when he is, he needs to recharge. The Kikanoid Zenkaigers managed to delay him this time and knocked his head off, revealing that Zenkaiger is Professor Isao, Kaito's dad. Kaito finds out for himself that his dad is Zenkaiger when he shoots him at point-blank range to damage him, and once his helmet comes off, he sees his dad, this caught me in the feels. And it's not weird, but a portion of the episode was just nonsense with the monster of the week and all, delaying the Kikanoids from telling Kaito about his dad. But that small reunion does it, especially when especially when Stacy takes his dad and flees the scene with him. Like, how dare you? How dare you? That was all I needed. At that moment, it was everything I needed. That both parents are confirmed alive because, let's be honest, that's rare. And I'm, like, in my head right now, I'm currently going through all the toku that I've watched. I'm currently going through all the toku that I have watched and have reviewed for my channel. And glimmer of hope, this is rare. It's extremely rare. The closest thing touching it is Abba Ranger. The next. Episode 40. Ijidude reprograms Hakaiser's brainwashing to be more powerful and gives him a mech form thanks to a piece of bokuas that he gave him. And this mech form is... This does it like Hakai Juo. I absolutely like this. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, if Gridman was to be a dinosaur, this could be what he looks like. I like the head. I just like everything with Hakai Juo. It is the shit. And so, the very next day, the Zenkaigers go face to face with Hakai Juo again, because in the episode it premiered, it was after a Megazord fight, and it wrecked shit to go into the next episode. And so, now, everyone has a plan. The Zenkaigers have a plan to undo the brainwashing, and Zox has a plan to separate the mech from Hakaiser, thanks to an anonymous tip that he got from Stacy to how to beat it. So Zox goes inside Hakai Juo and physically separates Hakaiser from the mech. And from there, on the ground, the Kikanoids undo the brainwashing. And in all honesty, what's about to happen next is a trope. And that trope is we're going to talk down someone who isn't really evil to not be evil anymore. But it's a legitimate trope. It's happened before. But it's executed perfectly here. Because Hakaiser isn't just some stranger. He's someone's Hakaiser isn't just some stranger. He's someone's husband, son, and father. And to reach him, they make him remember who he is until he loses power and the suit dissolves itself. That did it for me. Dad's back. Now all we have to do is find Mom. And in the next episode, Professor Isao decides to leave to go find his wife, but before he leaves, he drops off a new gear for Kaito that will be used in the next episode. And in said episode, the gear is for the future 46 Super Sentai, Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers, as it summons the Red Ranger, Don Momotaro. They fight together for a bit, even after the monster grows. So, let's actually talk about, well, the mech here. like the first mech from Dawn Brothers, because this is canonically the first time we see it. So, Dawn Zenkaiger. I like the bird bike. That's about it. But when it combines with Judan, or just in general, this combination... I think the first thing that's a little weird about it is that it's two different shades of red. And that's about it for me. Like, I don't particularly... Like, it doesn't do it for me. And like I said, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you got two different shades of red going on, and you see parts of the bike, the end you ride on, coming onto Judan's side, and it just makes you think, you know what would be really cool? If the bike itself could turn into a mech, and so it wouldn't have to combine with anything. It's taken up most of the aesthetics anyway, so yeah. The head's at least cool.